Please begin, sir.
Yes, hello?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. Hello, good night, good morning, and good evening to everyone, wherever you may be in the world. My name is Kevin Grant. I am a published author, publisher, poet. I'm also, I was also a singer, songwriter. I'm now a published author and a publisher. I have some books that I published myself. Mind of a Poet by Kevin Grant, revised edition, the second edition. These books can be found on Amazon. Mind of a Poet by Kevin Grant. Well, I'm from the country of Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean. It's a beautiful place. I have been a writer since 1988. I've been a writer since 1988 and a poet for a Caribbean magazine called the Youth Voice publication. I have I've been with them since 1991, 1992, and I left after I left that publication, and I went on to join the Writers Union Trinidad and Tobago. That was in 1995. I stayed with the Writers Union, and I continued doing my work there as a writer. And I also worked there as a advertising agent for the magazine. I also joined the Circle of Poets of Trinidad and Tobago later on in 20, where the president was a gentleman named Cassie Senghor. The chairman was a gentleman named Nicholas Sosa. And I contributed many poems in that group. There we had many meetings throughout Trinidad, and I had the opportunity to perform or recite some poems for in front of audiences alongside our country's storyteller Paul Keynes Douglas, who was also the poet laureate of Trinidad and Tobago in 2018. I had the opportunity to recite my poems in the Trinidad Theatre Workshop back in 2019. So I had and then if I go back to 1998, 1997, 1998, I became a rhapsody artist, which is as a performer performing artist, a genre called rhapsody, which is one of our local genres. As a rhapsody artist, I performed alongside some great singers like Brother Resistance and Correga Mandela, Tree Canal, Ataclan, Kindred. I performed Rasha T.I. and the Love Sister. These are some well-known artists from Trinidad and Tobago. And if I go back even further, if I even go further back to 1991, because in 1998 I became a rhapsody artist. But if I go back to 1991, it is there that I graduated. I graduated in the Performing Arts School. I graduated in the Performing Arts School as a singer, and I then developed songwriting skills. So I pursued my career. A couple of years later, I became a rhapsody artist. But presently, I'm not into the music business anymore. I am a full-time published author and poet. As a matter of fact, I'm also a painting contractor. That is something that I do because I cannot depend on writing pen and paper as a full-time job. So I'm also a painter, painting contractor. Which I have been doing since 2024. Yes, I had numerous interviews all over Trinidad since I launched my books. I had interviews with a lady named Priscilla Ramcharan from all the way from Pennsylvania, USA, on her program called the West Indian Women Network. With Priscilla Ramcharan, who resides in Pennsylvania. She had a Caribbean poetry competition last year, which I participated in, and I became a second place winner in the Caribbean poetry competition called Read Your Thing Too. So it was a beautiful experience taking part in a Caribbean poetry competition for the first time and landing second place. I was beaten by one particular lady who you all know very well. She came first. Her name is Lynette Rabsat of the Virgin Islands. Yes, Lynette Rabsat was the first place winner. Caribbean Poetry Competition, and I came second. So we have another competition which is due later on this year, which I will be taking part in. So I would be going up against Miss Lynette Rapsat, and I know a lot of people will be looking. I would like to read a poem, one or two poems from my book. Probably would read something from the revised edition. Probably would read something along that line. I probably could do the very first poem of this book. I don't know if you can see it. And the name of this poem is called The Earth is a Cage. Oh, when will it end? I heard the old man cry. The earth is a cage and we must all die. We are all victims waiting for death, whether we want to or not, whether we laugh or fret. And we are all birds with invisible wings, these invisible things taking us to the skies to dwell amongst eagles, like spirits and angels, dare to go where no man has gone before. To the moon and the stars as we travel to Mars in man-made rockets, but we must return back to this cage called home, blue cage of survival, where money-hungry people live like barbaric animals and vulture like criminals, killing men, women, children, babies, killing innocent elephants for expensive ivory, sea turtles for shells, seals, whales, dolphins, alligators, and snakeskins, polar bears and penguins. Politicians keep taxing and the old man keep asking, when will this end? Oh, when will this end? The old man kept saying as if he was praying, this earth is a cage and we are all victims, waiting to fly, waiting to die. Sitting silent on his bed with a glass full of water, swallowed some pills like a lamb to the slaughter. Laying flat on his back, holding the key, turning the lock, soon to be free. His dark, lonely room, cold, eerie, and gloom, as teardrops flow on his ultimate doom. Exhaling his last breath, forehead glisten with sweat. Close eyes, eyeballs hide, hands fall to his side, mouth opening wide, wings spread, and he died. End of piece. And that piece is called The Earth is a Cage, which is a poem that I wrote uh, that was an inspiration from the elderly citizens of society. When I think about elderly citizens of society and the depression that they go through just by being elderly, just by being of old age. There's so many trials and tribulations that we all must face should we become an elderly as well. And I'll do a second one, and that would be the second poem of the book. And this one is called Old Man Benji. The life of Mr. Benjamin, the life of Mr. Benjamin. Old man Benji, 90 years young and strong as can be. Born and raised in a quiet rural village and never learned to read, neither learned to write. Never been to a foreign land, never wanted to go. Never cared to visit the city of his own land, his third world land. As the face of technology laughs at him, ha 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 ha. Though many miles away from urban life, he could still feel its laughter, feel its scorn. His solitary comfort, his cows and goats, his ducks and chickens, and his dog named Josie. A vegetable garden, 2 mango trees cultivated by his strong wrinkled hand. As the face of technology continues to laugh. Ha 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 ha. Despising every step he makes and waiting for him to expire. Ha ha. But old man Benji lives the life he loves and loves the life he lives. Thinking of the many youths fighting other youths, fighting with teachers, disrespecting their parents, disrespecting their elders, and running away from home to be with Facebook friends. As he thinks, he pities city life, this modern crazy life, still the face of technology continues in its vicious pursuit of victimization. Unable to offend old man Benji though, a man from a different generation, a different time, as he whistles vintage calypso every morning, noon, walking upright with his garden tools, while Josie follows him from home to garden, and from garden to home. And that is a piece I wrote called Old Man Benji. Old Man Benji is a poem that was inspired by another elderly citizen. So these are 2 poems I did in particular. I dedicated to the elderly citizen of society. The Earth is a Cage and Old Man Benji. Because I like to discuss elderly people and their pursuit in this life and all that they go through just for being an elderly. And the depression, the turmoil, the strife, the trials and tribulations that elderly people go through. The loneliness, the victimization, all these emotions and elderly people go through. So yes, those were 2 poems that I did. And yes, that's it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my. God bless.